Hey guys, SoCal Val here. You are listening to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast.
Nick Aldis is not taking any bloodline shit at all. Bailey is potentially edging out of Damage Control. And who the fuck are you? Oh,
Yeah,
it's
hi,
Alex.
hi, mate. Hi, yeah, I'm back. How are you, mate?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I've had my little hiatus. I have moved house. I'm living on my own now. Got my own little digs all set up, which means my internet is finally set up, which means my laptop can be plugged in, and I get to come and do the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast with my good friend Mr. Cousins. It's good to be back, mate. I have been listening. You've been absolutely killing it, brother. It's good to be back talking some wrestling with you.
It is good for you to be back, mate. And it's a channel now, not a podcast, remember?
Sorry, yeah, channel. I've been away, man. I've got a lot's changed in my life, and yeah, I have been. The YouTube channel's gone from strength to strength, mate. I've been really proud of what you've done, and I've been really enjoying watching some wrestling. I've still caught up with some wrestling, obviously listening to you and like Dave when you've been doing the AEW stuff, but listening mainly to you guys do the WWE, mate. Has been
Yep.
It's been tremendous. Honestly, you've done what you've done for the show, for the channel, has been nothing short of a miracle. It's incredible, mate. The British scene has probably never had so much exposure than it's had on Hitting the Turnbuckle, like Ignite, various promotions that you've been doing, the interviews that you've been doing, mate. Truly, truly tremendous, mate. You just give yourself a pat on the back, and it's good to
Barry
be back.
Horowitz back on the back.
Good to be back talking some Smackdown.
Yeah, I mean, wrestling itself for the last couple of weeks across all promotions has been really great. It's been nice to
Mm,
watch one show and then watch another for something, get something different on the
yep.
other show. It's not always samey at the minute, which is nice. And it's, they're sort of, just going to AEW, they've just finished off a major storyline and are starting afresh. They've hit the reset button a little bit. WWE, I feel there's still a couple of samey bits in there. We'll get to that. Some of it's on SmackDown, but we're moving, as you say, you always say about that curve, and we're now
Mm-hmm.
only coming less than 3 weeks away from my favorite, and probably your favorite
Oh yeah.
pay-per-view of the year, the Royal Rumble. So it's looking up across all wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, what a time to be a wrestling fan. Obviously, you've had The Rock reappearing on Raw. You've got the whole CM Punk. You're still riding that crest of the wave with CM Punk. I think me and you sat down this time last year when we just started teaming up together doing these weekly shows on the channel and stuff. And we said, look, this is where WWE really ramp up their business. And they've gone early this year. You know, we had The Rock on Raw doing the whole head of the table thing. And I think that was their most viral clip ever. For that to be ever in the WWE, I mean, just proves. I mean, all these people. I saw something on. I think it was one of these Facebook. I think it was the WWE Attitude Era page that I'm on Facebook. People are moaning that The Rock's coming back. I'm like, if this your first day here watching wrestling, it's like we're coming into like the Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania. This is what wrestling is now. He's just part time. He's taking it off. Yeah, everyone seems to forget that what this dude is given to the business, like through the Attitude Era, and so the years and years up and down the road. So for people to come out and be like, "Oh, well, The Rock's back, but he's taking the spot of someone else," I don't buy it. I mean, I love this time of year being a wrestling fan. I love wrestling all year round, but you know what it's like this time of year. The Rumble is, it's mine and yours favorite pay-per-view. I still think we're going to get some. I think this could be the first year in a while. Last year, the surprises weren't all that great.
Yeah.
You could potentially throw in The Rock this year. I don't know what's happening. We don't know what's happening with the Elimination Chamber. You could throw in Sasha Banks coming back to the WWE. Strong rumors that still AEW are going to sign her. Strong rumors that she might go to TNA because she was at their pay-per-view. As we sit here on Sunday, she was at their pay-per-view on the Saturday night. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. I've seen, obviously, I've seen many interviews over the last couple of weeks. I heard you were sitting down with Bischoff on an interview part 2, and it's saying like wrestling's it's reinvented itself. We kind of have already experienced what this is through our era. I'm not going to go into the whole history of the Attitude Era, but me and you have experienced this. We've seen WCW, WWE, TNA, and now you look around, you're like, hello, AEW, TNA, WWE. You've got the NWA. You've got New Japan. You've got so many. If you don't like WWE, now you can just flick over to another promotion and you can watch it. Back when me and you, we had WCW and WWE. That was it. But they were so competing against each other. Now you like you say, you review AEW each week. Is it for everyone? No, it's an alternative though to wrestling, and I get why some people like it. So yeah, mate, it's a good time to be talking wrestling, and now we're on that curve now, mate. The next 3 to 4 months are going to be brilliant.
Oh, definitely. So, and you're forgetting that WWE probably going to be re-signing Trinity from.
Yeah, because she dropped the title, didn't she? I
She
saw
did.
I saw a
Yeah.
big spill. I think I was reading the Wrestling Observer yesterday, just catching up on a few bits. And obviously, I get why she went to TNA. She got, and it happens all the time. I mean, people say, oh, well, TNA took her in when WWE didn't want her. This is wrestling, man. This isn't the
Yeah.
normal. This isn't your normal 9 to 5. He's left that company and gone to that job, so they can't come back. God, Bret Hart returned to a WWE ring. CM Punk returned to a WWE ring. Stone Cold Steve Austin come back to a WWE ring, all having major, major issues with the company. This is professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you get as a pro wrestling fan. And as there's only one winner, really, and that is the fans. If you get to see CM Punk so far seems to be completely different from what I'm seeing, from what I'm hearing. You know as well, Adam. His first run and how badly that ended. It seems to be. I mean, I know he started off okay in AEW, but that went south really, really quickly. From everything that I'm reading and seeing about Mr. Brooks being back in professional wrestling, I think it's going well, mate. So, yeah, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan. I've still been watching while I've been away, and I've been moving house, and I've had so much going on in my life, but I have managed to squeeze in watching Monday Night Raw and Smackdown, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it, mate.
Yeah, definitely so. It kicked off, well, it was meant to kick off with
Yeah,
Grayson
Grayson
Waller
Waller.
and Cameron Grimes. Unfortunately, it didn't even happen. Bloodline straight in, well, Bloodline at this point, minus Roman Reigns coming in, attacking them all, laying them out. What I love about this, and I don't know whether this is just because of the lineage of Nick Aldis, whereas because I know Adam Pearce was a wrestler as well back in the day, he was a great champion, and so
Mhm.
was Nick Aldis. But he ain't giving a shit and bowing down to the blood. I said this to Dave last week. Dave actually rated SmackDown last week. He was going to give it a 10 up until the point when he come on the show.
I know, but how long have I been away?
I know. And he gave it a 9 in the end. But we were talking about this last week. It's nice that a general manager just isn't, one of those weak general manager things. I know
Yeah.
it's a storyline and it's all, he's getting right in this. But I just wondered if he's got any sort of stroke where he's saying, look, I'm going to come in and do this, but I ain't going to be like that pushover GM that you normally get.
Nah, and he's probably got some creative pull as well in WWE. I mean, we all know, me and you interviewed him.
Yeah.
We know what a creative mind he's got. So maybe that side of it is coming into his character because, it makes sense. But yeah, I kind of like that kind of when Eric Bischoff was the Raw GM and then
Yeah.
I kind of like them. They're not just coming out and, I love Teddy Long, but he's not just coming out going, and you're fighting The Undertaker. You're not just doing that kind of boring GM where you're just making matches. I think at some stage he'll physically get involved in something as well. I think he'll take bumps. He's not going to have a match.
He's still a
But
wrestler at the end of the
still
day.
a wrestler. And when we interviewed him, we were kind of like trying to edge him towards, are you going to be a wrestler in WWE? So yeah, I think he's been an absolute. I wasn't sure how to take it at first. I think he's been a breath of fresh air coming into SmackDown. And yeah, obviously the way SmackDown ended last week, announcing the match at the Royal Rumble, I thought it was tremendous. And then going into this week's SmackDown, he played an absolute blinder as well.
He did. He wasn't taking any stuff from the bloodline. He even said, well, you're not going to be able to ruin the main event because you're going to be in the main event.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight versus you two and Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman then said, well, Roman Reigns isn't here tonight. He said, well, in that case, you better find a partner. Otherwise, you'll go in 2-on-3, which was, again, going back to before. Normally, that's the faces. Normally, the faces are the ones that are struggling for a partner. And it was good that they changed it around.
Did you think that's where they might have brought someone else in, Rikishi or something? Because it's been rumored for fucking ages, isn't it? That Rikishi's come in or someone's come in. I know a couple of them are in NXT, and then of the family are still doing a few bits in NXT. Did you think, oh, hang on a minute, maybe we are going to get someone come in? I thought. Do you know who I thought it was going to be? I thought The Rock's daughter was going to come out.
Oh, the one for
and the whole. I still think they're going to tease that somehow. I think something could happen there. I know she's kind of been released, or
no, she's in NXT.
She's in. Well, she's doing
not
on
like
the main roster anymore.
role.
Yeah, she's not in the main roster anymore.
No,
I still think that potentially something could happen there that you get if you want to get the Rock. Obviously, the Rock's going to be involved in Elimination Chamber. I'm hearing and WrestleMania, whether it's night 1 or night 2, we don't know. Could be a little storyline you could find. Yeah, I thought it might be in a Rikishi or something like that. But yeah, it was good to see. It's, it's good to kind of see that the Bloodline storyline is still going on. I was chatting to a friend at football yesterday. He's massive in Wayne. I know he'll be listening to this. Massive into his wrestling, and he come up to me because he saw I put out a tweet that I'm coming back on doing the show, and he was like, "So what's happening with Roman Reigns? Then he's got to lose at WrestleMania?" And I said to him, he might beat Hogan's record. And he was like, "No, fucking please don't tell me that." And I was like, I said, "We'll get into it on the show, mate." I said, "Oh no, I need to ask Adam where his head is still with the whole Roman Reigns thing." So I know Wayne's going to be listening, mate. So if Roman is going to break it, mate, he's have to go to next year's WrestleMania, isn't he?
September, I think.
September.
Or maybe another year. It might even be another year.
I still think they want him to break it. I don't know,
Yeah.
mate. I don't know. From what I've been watching, he's not going to lose. He's not going to lose to The Rock.
No.
I can't see him losing at the Rumble because then unless the only thing that someone put on, maybe I was listening to Wrestling Uncensored, or it might have been Wade Keller, something like that. The only way you could do it is if he does drop it at the Rumble, then he goes one-on-one with The Rock at Mania and they just have a match.
Yeah, him and The Rock don't need a title, but even if he's champion, they don't need to have the title. It's just for the head of the table, isn't it?
He could fight on both nights.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying even for a long time. I think he's going to break the record. So I'm not the record, but Hogan's record. I mean,
yeah, I think he'll break Hogan. No, geez, if he breaks Bruno's record, mate, then there might be meltdowns.
Pensioners if they break.
Me and you will be sitting there. Welcome to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast.
No channel.
I'm 84 years old.
It's been like one of the memes when it goes, it's been 84 years.
Yeah.
No, I think he's going to break Hogan's record. So means Cody doesn't finish, but I don't think Cody has to finish the story at WrestleMania either.
Is he gonna? Where do you reckon they're going with this whole Cody? And obviously, the Nakamura storyline's now pretty much done.
Yeah, that's done. I mean, he's going to go full tilt into the Rumble now.
So what's he? Yeah, I mean, we last time me and you spoke about wrestling, even on text, it was like, I still don't think he's going to win the Rumble. I'm pretty sure CM Punk's going to win the Rumble. I think Cody will be in the last three.
I think it'll be like McIntyre, Rhodes, Punk, and maybe like Jey Uso or Jimmy. Oh no, Jey and Jimmy are going to either eliminate each other.
Yeah, they'll set up a match at Elimination. You need a decent elimination chamber.
Well, Punk's at the Chamber now. He's been announced.
Yeah, he's been announced as appearing at the Chamber.
Doesn't say when or how. Or
He's probably going to
just be a thing.
I think that will be the follow up from him winning the Rumble. That's why they've announced him at the Chamber.
Probably. Maybe he makes his decision at the Chamber. He's got to decide who he goes for. We still don't know if he's going to go for Roman or Seth, and that could be.
Do they push Cody down the Seth path?
Then that could happen. That's possible. There's a lot of stuff, but I don't think Punk's going against Reigns this time. I think Punk and Reigns is next year.
Okay.
And I think maybe at SummerSlam it could be Punk Austin.
Take my money.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, look, Austin can go. He's still in great shape, and they've always teased it, haven't they? In the past, I reckon we might get Punk Austin, and then Punk will go for Roman next year's WrestleMania. That's my opinion as it stands today. Punk could lose his shit by then and be fired by then, for all that we know.
Be in TNA this time next year, or this time in 6 months. So who knows? So far, so good, mate.
Yeah, so that's what I think with Roman. But we'll get into more of him later when we get to the Bloodline. The first match was the tag match: Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza, who now aligned with Santos.
Yeah, against the LWO when I did.
Yeah, it was okay.
Do you think they're still trying to ride this crest of the LWO wave from Puerto Rico? It hit the height, I think, and then it's, in my opinion, don't get me wrong, they're good wrestlers, but for me, the storyline, I'm just like, it's all right. It's filler.
Yeah, it's exactly that. For me, when I get into this samey stuff, there's another match later on that I feel the same way about it. That's what I feel like at the minute. That's this bit where we kind of need that. What AEW does reset everything. There's new challenges for the champions. All right, you can argue, you think, why the fuck is he getting a shot and stuff like that? But it is new. Whether you like the people that are in the ring with somebody else, that is it. And this is where I think WWE at the moment, perhaps it's time to call that. I mean, Carmelo Hayes has kind of come up.
Yeah, he was in Smackdown, yeah.
Dragon Lee has also come up as well. I think we need more of those kind of I say even upper filler to mid-card level talents. I'm not saying Carmelo Hayes is that. He's probably a bit higher than that, but I think we kind of need that. Drafts just don't do it, and we're not going to get into the whole whether they turn up on the show or whatever, but drafts for me don't do it unless you include the big bunch of NXT. You can send people down to NXT. They should be treated as that third brand, so that when they do move to NXT, it ain't like, oh gee, I mean, look at Corbin, he's had a resurgence.
Mm.
in NXT. So that's why I think they just lack that at a minute, and it's just they need that refresh
What
on
was the just quickly, mate? Obviously, I know you're probably going to know better than me. I've been watching wrestling. Why is NXT just been? It's good for everyone, but it's been put back on the network now, so you can watch the weekly. What would you
yeah.
done to obviously the TV deals are all getting rejigged right now. And
Mm,
we've kind of spoke about that in
yeah.
the past. What do you think the thinking was to put NXT, because we still get it on TV over here in the UK. I don't know
On the
what it is.
network now.
Yeah, I don't know. Stateside, obviously, the network's pretty much gone. It's all Peacock over in the States. But what did you make of the NXT coming back onto the WWE network? It's great for us, but I didn't quite understand it.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not quite. I don't quite understand what the reasonings for. I suppose again, contractually, perhaps Raw moving off USA is
Mm,
probably the reason why NXT's moving off of USA, and I suppose the rightful home, because the third, perhaps even a third TV negotiation rights just wasn't going to happen.
hmm
Perhaps I thought it was going to go on CW in the States. I thought
That's what I
CW,
originally heard. CW were going to get it, which is
because they've got NWA on the app only at the minute,
right.
which is a big issue over here because we can't get the app, so we can't watch TNA, so we can't watch NWA, so we can't review it. But there's nothing happening now in NWA for about a month, so they've
Oh,
got a month to sort it out. It's February the 6th is the next time it airs, like their
the
series
weeklies.
airs.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so NXT probably made more sense for them. But as I say, it's on CW over in the States, so they're getting a TV deal in the States necessarily. But for us, it's back on the network. Which, listen, they've got 3.5 million subscribers or whatever they got. So
Yeah, it's good for
you
me,
know,
mate. I don't mind it being on there. Is it still on TNT?
no,
Yeah,
no,
gone
it come
now.
off. It come. I got an email a couple of weeks ago saying it was coming off.
Yeah, I do remember vaguely seeing something. I wasn't sure, but I know again one of these Facebook forums, and I'm just
Mm,
scrolling through. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I can't watch it anymore." It's like, just pay a tenner for the network.
yeah, exactly that.
You know what I mean? It's £10. You get everything.
Exactly that. The first person to reject. I mean, that was one. Sorry, we was talking about Angel Garza and Herbert Carrera won it. It is what it was. What it was. It happened. It was a
Yeah,
different match. But it happened. Carlito was the first person to reject.
yeah. You can't bribe him with an apple anymore.
You certainly cannot. And after that, there was a recap of Kevin Owens when he punched Logan Paul
Oh yeah, with the cast on his
last
hand.
week.
Yeah.
He done that. Then they come to an interesting point where Tyler Bate, who come back last week on SmackDown to partner with Pete Dunne,
He's done.
him
Yeah,
and Pete Dunne was talking, and what I think Tyler wanted to restart the tag team again.
the,
Pete Dunne said no, and then Tyler Bate was just said, "You got to remember what Triple H said to you at Takeover one year," and I think this is now the start of
Pete Dunne.
finally bringing the Bruiserweight back
Yeah, back.
to
Yeah.
TV, which is what we need from, because Pete Dunne's one of those ones I was talking about. That sort of,
Hmm.
that level. Not saying it because he is that level, but he's that level in the WWE's eyes. Someone that can just put on a banger match with anybody, having these back in the right gimmick, and having Tyler Bate there as well, who can also do really well, uh,
Mm.
is exactly what they need. So I'm all for that, and I hope it happens sooner rather than later.
Is Sheamus going now to AEW? Do you think?
Oh,
Hence the whole Brawling Brutes thing has come to an end. And don't get me wrong, Pete Dunne, I can't wait to see that. I want to see him on his own again. I think he's tremendous. What's going on with anything do you think with Sheamus? Because again, believe it, take a pinch of salt. I was reading it online the other day. Everyone's like, well, Sheamus is going to AEW. I'm like, is he?
I think out of the two that, well, we're not going to talk about the second one, but I think out of the two, Drew's the most likely. I mean, he's even made it, he went public on WWE. I know that was scripted
Script.
and he was
Yeah, yeah,
allowed
yeah.
to, but the fact that he started mentioning stuff like that means to me that that's kind of, I'm not saying he's leaving because he said that. I just think that he is going to be leaving. I think that'll be a graphic that we will see. Sheamus, on the other hand, I'm not sure about. WWE can add on time to injuries anyway, and he's been out for several months now. So that
Mhm.
probably takes him to 2025.
Could come back at the Rumble if he's injury free.
I
Why
was
not?
thinking this the other day, not Sheamus, and I know it's not going to happen because I'm 90% certain he's re-signed with AEW. But
MJF.
yeah, would that be if he
Did
was
they?
number?
Because I saw something on someone put out a tweet. I can't remember who it was. Some wrestling geekford. Says me sitting there doing a podcast channel. Sorry.
Yeah, channel.
Have they taken him off all of AEW website?
Yeah,
Is that just a work, or is it the fact that it's
yeah.
got to be a work? And it's
So
short.
yeah, he's injured anyway. He's got torn labrum. So
Yeah.
whatever happens, he might not even be wrestling this year. It depends if he gets
Wow.
surgery. I think if he has surgery, it kind of rules him out for
For the whole year.
the majority of 2024.
Jeez.
I believe that because of the devil, he's had all these friends leave him. All of his friends basically turned on him, which was the storyline. I think that if he comes back to AEW, he may not be alone because he had a faction outside when he was in other. I think one of them was Alex Hammerstone, who had a fucking amazing match. I'm going to be reviewing TNA's pay-per-view shortly, and that was
banger.
that was a banger. So there was one other guy, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. So my feeling is he'll come back with the group. And come back to. I think he's already signed with AEW. Again, I've been wrong in the past. Punk fucking come back when I said on this
Give
channel.
your head a wobble.
Give your head a wobble. So I'm not even gonna entertain it. But yeah, it looks like I would love it if he went to WWE. But I think that he's fully sanctioned in AEW. But
Okay.
Sheamus, no. McIntyre, probably yes, is where I'll go.
I'm hearing strong. Obviously, I know we're segueing here a little bit, but I'm hearing that Adam Copeland is really regretting going to AEW. In pictures, obviously, he's with his wife a lot backstage at WWE, and apparently it's not what he thought it would be. And obviously, he had the title for what, 2 seconds, and
yeah. The title. He's doing a Copen now. Sorry, the Copen every week. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He's not done a lot, but it's a difficult one. I don't know with Copeland. I mean, he's not come out and physically said he's unhappy. That's publicly anyway, but the Hardys have, but the Hardys are washed up and finished. So
well, Charlotte's husband, he's coming back to WWE.
That is something that's probably the Rumble, maybe.
I reckon it could be the Rumble or thereafter.
Again, Charlotte is out for a long period of time with her.
Yeah, she's not due back till the summer, is she?
Yeah, so he could be. They could do what they've done with the Authors of Pain and just have him, just wait.
St. Catering.
Yeah, I mean, they were there for nearly a year until this great faction that was. We'll talk about that because that's coming up in a minute. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with those guys. Going back to Samey leads into the next match. Bailey was up.
I knew you'd hate this.
It's not that I hate it. Bianca Belair, Bailey.
I've struggled to watch this match, and I didn't forward any of SmackDown, and this for me was like, oh, this is a hard watch. I don't know. I think they're kind of. I know they had to rejig the Bailey storyline because of what happened to Charlotte, so I get that Damage Control had to literally switch 180. But to me, it just comes across as they're treading water with Bailey and Bianca, and I think they had something going with Charlotte before she got injured, and I think that storyline was going to be really good. And obviously, you got the whole Becky Lynch thing going on now, and what's going on with her. Yeah, this to me, mate, it was just it was very. Very safe, very ploddy. Tie her hair to the ropes and all this kind of.
Yeah, I was more. I mean, for me, it's like you've seen it so many times.
So many times.
Yeah, I mean, this whole last calendar year has pretty much been all of this together. I think, and again, a lot of this I think hinges on where Sasha ends up. Because my personal feeling was at Mania it was going to be Bailey and Sasha versus maybe the Kabuki Warriors or two of those 4 that they're in the current group. So maybe a lot of it hinges on that, and they're probably, as you say, just treading water until that kind of everyone expects Sasha.
Who's going to win? Who's going to win the Women's Rumble? Do you think?
That's a good question.
Because now I haven't got obviously what's going on with Becky, and I really don't.
I think Becky wins the Elimination Chamber. That's my pick for that. At the Rumble, I mean, you could fucking shake a stick, and any one of them could, I think Dave was even saying when we was watching it that he was saying he really rates Ivy Nile from Diamond Mine there, the young blonde that had a Ripley the other week, and they've got a pool of talent there where there's about 5 or 6 or maybe even 8 of them that could, if you win it, you wouldn't be like, oh, I just don't know. It's because no one's standing out at the minute. Normally you get by this time of year you get a stand down. You kind of think, yeah, they're going to win it. Bailey could, but I think she's going to end up being eliminated by one of her own team,
and that sets up
with the Mania thing. The women's one's an open field, really.
Alexa Bliss,
if she comes back, I don't know how.
Rumored to be coming back soon-ish. She could come back and win it.
She's an outsider. Yeah, she could come in and win it all. The women's one's, I think the men's one's pretty set. It's just the order.
Yeah, I'm more excited about the men's Rumble. That I think the women's Rumble needs to hook me in before January the 27th.
There's so many possibilities. You've got this. Will Punk square off against Cody? You've got that interaction. Then you've got I know the ex-Pac has said he's not going to do it, but I think that's a ruse. He'll probably be in it at some point. You've still got all of these potentials. You've got maybe a debut. You've got the Rock's an argument that you could throw the Rock in as an argument there to come in and do it. You've got Punk as number one and Austin as number two. You know, you've got all of that sort of stuff that's potential. I mean, it hasn't been talked about really, but the
And
men's
what
ones
they've done well is they kept Punk out the ring as well. I know he wrestled at Madison Square
maybe
Garden,
Dominic, yeah,
but he hasn't had any quote unquote on TV matches, and
No.
that they're going to keep that going to the Rumble. First time we're going to legit see him in a WWE ring wrestle is going to be the Royal Rumble, and then again that'll be it till officially. I reckon that you're not going to see him do much on TV wrestling wise till Mania because
No,
he's going to be he's going to
yeah.
be at the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, doesn't say what he's doing.
I'm with you. I think he's going to announce which title he's going for. It's going to be Roman Reigns.
Seth will win his match, whoever it's against, and then Punk will come out and basically at that point solidify that. But yeah, I think the men's one's the winner for me is pretty locked, and the women's one's open field.
Yeah, I mean, we said this last year. We were like, Cody's winning the Rumble.
Yeah.
But then you've still got, hasn't been mentioned for a couple of weeks. Is the Intercontinental title? What's happening with that?
Yeah,
you can throw that into the mix, and who's going to take that? Is Gunther going to be dethroned at Mania, before Mania? Are they going to throw him into the main event somehow? Is Elimination Chamber where he drops it? What happens? Potentially you could get him into the main event mix.
You could
probably the wrong time to put that title on him. Maybe put Seth's belt. Maybe they don't want to go down the Cody Rhodes route. I don't know. Just throwing things out there.
Yeah, with Gunther, I don't know if
Cody's got to have a belt soon. They cannot go another year. You can't go. Imagine if we were sitting here in like SummerSlam going, Cody, he's had the tag team titles, brilliant, great. He hasn't had a world title since he's returned.
Yeah, and we still got cash into foul yet.
It went.
All of this.
If
Cody finishes the story, wins it. Damien cashes in.
Mate, that's what I'm saying. I was literally about to say that to you. Could you imagine the uproar? He beats Seth, or he beats Roman, and Damien Priest. Could you imagine the absolute up? Finishes the story for all of 5 minutes.
The new story starts. That Triple H
story starts the next night on Raw. Yeah, exactly.
I still think, going back to Punk, I still think, I said this on the Raw review, I think he draws a number from 20 and above. I can't see him being in the ring for...
Even Siri wants to get involved. Siri's got an opinion on the Rumble.
Siri wants to.
They'll either do that or he'll come out number one. Do you know what? He could be announcing that at the Elimination Chamber. I'm number one in the Rumble.
Well, he can't because the Chamber's finished.
Sorry, not the Chamber. He could announce that on like a Raw before the Rumble and say, He could do a Rey Mysterio, Ric Flair. Who's won it from one? Mysterio's won it from one. Flair's won it from one.
Ric Flair won it from 2, right?
Did he? Yeah, he was in the...
Was it Michaels that won it?
Shawn Michaels won it from Edge. There's a few of them. Yeah, so he could announce, hey, look, I'm going in the Rumble, and fuck it, I'm going number one.
He could do.
And then, like you say, number 2 could be if they go throw Cody Rhodes in early. McIntyre, get it going quickly. I still think
2 are going to collide at one point.
I think Brock Lesnar will be in the Rumble.
That's my pick for because there was talk the other day about Jey Uso defeat, and I'm like, oh, no, I can't have. When Gunther loses, I know Gable, and I was a bigger fan. I'm still a big fan of Gable, but they've just fucking left.
Oh, he's gone, mate. From that, I've only been gone. How long have I been gone? 6-7 weeks, and he was like
he's falling off the face of the fucking earth.
They've got him up there, and then this is the only problem with WWE. They get, and you're like, every match me and you reviewed of his 5-star, 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 brilliant pay-per-views, amazing. Now, this is where you want someone like we're talking about at the start of the show, the mid card. You want someone like him to, the matches you had with Gunther and stuff like that, or whether it be SmackDown, whether it be Raw. You want the mid card to be like, you don't want to just sit there all show going, when's the bloodline bit happening, or when's the Raw, when's whatever's happening on Raw.
Seth and Jinder for the title.
Sweet Jesus Christ, Jinder Mahal. I never thought I'd be sitting here. I thought Jinder was just once he'd done his little stint with The Rock, I thought, well, that's him done. And
me too.
He was there the week after on Raw. So, you kind of need someone like a Gable to elevate these mid-carders. But, mate, he's in catering. I think he's in catering now. No, I don't know.
He just does comedy skits at the minute.
I don't like that, mate. That's the only thing. People sit and go, all you WWE fans, But I'm pissed off that they've done that because I potentially think I wouldn't have been disheartened if he'd won the IC title at Mania or something like that.
Just sidetracking something you laughed. Did you see Top Dollar debuted on TNA?
I did. Yes.
So I had to get that in before we moved on because I just Joe Hendry and top dollar. Yeah. Bianca won this anyway. I don't think there's any big surprise there. That was it. Kevin Owens cut a promo again about the Royal Rumble. He's got
Oh, yeah, inviting Logan onto his show next week,
yeah,
wasn't it? Yeah.
yeah. So he's going to do that. Now, I wanted to get your views on this because the next bit was Bobby Lashley and the Profits and the Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain. What did you make of the Authors of Pain aligning with Karrion Kross?
I think with Karrion Kross, they haven't known where to put him and what to do with him for a good while now. You know, I know you've spoke to him a few times on DMs and stuff like we mentioned, like congratulations on now having a run with WWE. But I think WWE they do certain things with him, and then like, oh, that's not going to work, so they switch it to here, and then they switch it to here, and I hope this run works. I really do because he's a tremendous talent, tremendous wrestler. I think the gimmick, I think it's one of them. They've just got to move a few things round. I think now with the whole Bobby Lashley and the Street Profit thing, like you said, I still want him to be Hurt Business 2.0. I think that's where they need to go with that. And again, I'm still saying it. What you said 5, 6, 7 months ago, get Bianca in that mix as well. Throw her into it. But yeah, with Cross, I kind of like. I just hope they get it right. I hope I'm not. I hope it's not filler again because it's on the back. I think it's teetering. It's the seesaw of wrestling. It's either going to go that way or it's going to go that way. I'm not quite sure where it's going to go. But as for the little skit on SmackDown, and I know they cut the promo on the little the package on the Titantron. I liked it. I like Kieran Cross. I like the gimmick. I just hope WWE don't fuck it up.
Again.
Unfortunately, I think they are going to fuck it up.
Yeah, it does feel that way. He's a great promo. He's a great wrestler as well.
Great wrestler. Really good.
I don't know. Even Triple H, the guy that gave him so much, he doesn't seem to know.
And brought him back.
He doesn't seem to know what to be. The other one that could come back, sorry, to segue back to Royal Rumble is Braun Strowman, perhaps. I don't know where he is with his injury, but he's got to be close.
Good shout. But again, he'll come back, mate, and he'll just be sitting there. We'll go running around the ring, and
I think those days. I'm hoping those days are.
Oh, mate,
remember that
Tugboat 2.0, and I don't know what it'll be, but again, he's another one. If packaged right, and you need that quote unquote filler. I hate calling it filler because they're not. They're fucking professional wrestlers. But this is WWE creative writing, and we've spoke to Vince Russo about this a few times. And if they get that little bit right, don't get me wrong. You're all interested in Bloodline, Punk, Cody, Rock, Roman, but it's on a 2-hour show on SmackDown. I found myself sitting there. Obviously, I knew we were obviously coming back. I'm going to review this show. It was one of them where I'm like, just kind of waiting for the main event. Nothing really happened to get me to go, oh, yes, all right, Logan's going to be on SmackDown next week. Cosmic, don't care. Not really. Love the thing that hopefully KO takes the belt off him at. I don't think he will at Rumble. I don't think he will. I think Logan's keeping that title till Mania, and then he's going to have some sort of gimmicky, YouTubey type fucking crap match. I think personally. But there's so many. If you look at this, what potentially could be a quote unquote mid card. You've got a great mix there of people Karrion Kross. You've got Carmelo. You've got Trick down in NXT. I know they're tagging again this week. This week coming up, Carmelo and Trick are tagging. You've got all them potential, like you said at the start. Elevate them now. As much as you could send in people down to NXT, let's get these guys on. Maybe I'm going to say SmackDown more than Raw because I think the Raw 3 hours to the 2 hours, and obviously I know that apparently that deal's being renegotiated with the 3 hours. I think the filler that you could have, again, I don't like using that word. You could get people going, I'm actually genuinely invested in this. There wasn't one stage really at this SmackDown that I watched this morning for me when I caught up on it. There's none of it where I was going, oh, I'm actually interested to see where this goes. You got Bianca Bailey, like you said, seen it before. KO cut a promo, kind of Logan, seen it before. You didn't really have much quote unquote wrestling. You had the LWO in that match at the start again. I wasn't interested in that. So where does that leave you? That leaves you with the main event. So with me if I'm involved in wrestling creative, I'm sitting there going, hang on a minute, what did we really give the fans this week? We gave them a promo at the start with the Bloodline, and we gave them a main event at the end with the Bloodline, and we're going to get into that. That bit in the middle is what you're spot on. It's kind of like, yeah, I've seen all this before. To me, that's lazy writing.
Yeah, it absolutely is. We say about the Trick Williams comment. I don't know now after the next match that we're going to get to.
Because of the yeah.
So the next one, it's happening a bit too often now. The good thing about it was Vinci's one was kicked straight away. The referee, very, very good to get, I was speaking to, funny enough, Chase Anthony, who we saw at JPW when we were sponsoring him. He was on Friday, just gone, and he was saying,
Hmm.
as a referee, it's about being in positions, it's the safety of wrestlers. And he praised the referee for that one with Vinci because he saw the head, because the position the referee was in.
Of course, yep.
And the next match was between Theory and Carmelo Hayes, and that had a
Hmm.
very. I'd never seen Theory try that Spanish fly when he flips off.
Never.
I never want him to do it again.
No, as soon as I saw, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, so he tried to do like a split-legged Spanish fly onto Carmelo Hayes off the top rope. He landed on his neck. Carmelo landed on his like head.
Mm,
Referee shut
straight
straight
away.
away, shut the match down, which is great refereeing. And again, it's great that they do that and to make sure that putting their health first. But we're seeing a lot of Darby Allin this week. You know what fucking Darby Allin's like. He was tossed from one end of the ring to the other on Dynamite, and his neck hit the ropes on the way
Yeah.
down. And you're like, this is where I always say I don't mind the odd risk. And these guys are putting their lives on the line here, and they're split seconds away.
Yeah.
I don't like to see this, and I really hope. I love the big spots, I do, but I think there's got to be a bit more of a hang on, let's wait, let's do this spot. Was it really needed on SmackDown? Was that really needed
No.
on Dynamite?
Yeah.
For me, no. And I think we're getting to that stage now where it's happening far, far too often.
I think that's where wrestling is now. And someone like a
Mhm.
Darby Allin, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, I don't watch a lot of AW, but but I think that's where they've kind of taken it now. So, like you say, that match on SmackDown with Theory and Carmelo, they're like, well, let's try this. And you're like, hang on a minute, guys, this probably isn't that safe. But they obviously thought it was. And yeah, fair
It
credit
got
to the ref.
approved, which is
Got
another.
approved. Obviously, yeah, whoever produced that match was like, yeah, all right, go on in, go ahead and go and do it, So they've done it. And yeah, I haven't heard anything subsequently to say that they're injured or they're going to
No,
be out. We
I think they
might not
said.
see them, might not see them on
I think
TV,
they said
but
on SmackDown they're going to be okay. So that's
yeah,
pretty much good
we
to
might see
hear.
them on. Obviously, we'll know on NXT this week if
Yeah.
the tag team match goes ahead with Carmelo and Trick. If that happens, then we know that they can't. With the way the concussion protocol is now,
Mm.
I think they might be off TV for a little while, mate. But yeah,
We
it's a
will
shame
find.
because it'd have been interesting to see how that match ended. But
Yeah,
anytime, I love Carmelo. I think he's absolutely, he's,
Carmelo's brilliant.
I think he's box office, mate. I think
Mm.
he's the one you need to get him up and elevate him and strap a rocket to him and see where he goes.
Yeah, exactly that. They did give us next week. There's going to be that famous old contract signing on SmackDown
Yes.
for the championship of the Royal Rumble, the Fatal Four Way. I always call them Casey and Casey because I always fuck their names up. Katana Chance and Caden Carter will put their women's tags on the line against Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn next week. I call him Casey because
Easier, mate. Yeah. You
fucking.
can't say it. I fucking definitely can't.
Then we got to the main event, which was the handicap match. No, there was no other bloodline member. Roman Reigns didn't show up. Obviously, he was never going to be there. The faces win on this. Pretty, it was good. I loved the main event. It was just
Yeah. Solid.
I was expecting more dissension between those three. We didn't quite get it as
No,
much.
I think they were kind of holding back a little bit.
Mm.
Obviously, we got the end. We got Solo got put through a table. It was very
The
Shield like.
Shield, like, yes,
Very like Shield like at the end,
yeah.
which I liked. Obviously, these three working together. You got the whole LA Knight and AJ Styles thing. I thought that's good. I think again, there's potential there. I know they're having the match at the Rumble, the three on it. LA Knight's still going to be in the Rumble, isn't he?
Good question. I don't know.
I think LA Knight is scheduled to be in the Rumble. So he'll be another one that could be there near the end because
Yeah, that's the
still
thing.
getting that kind of crowd pop. It's still kind of there.
I mean, this week's crowd wasn't particularly great.
Oh man, I think the fact that they got to, you see outside the building, the fact they even got into that
Got into it
arena
was amazing. Yeah, it was
mate,
freezing, it
weather
was snowing. We're getting
minus,
that this week.
yeah, we're getting like a tiny little blizzard.
Yeah, but that for the tiny little blizzard for the UK is what Nebraska got, or wherever they were.
Yeah,
If we get a tiny blizzard,
minus 23 degrees, mate.
fuck that.
I've experienced that when I was in Boston in 2015, and it got to minus 27. I stepped outside the house where I was staying and walked straight back in. I was like, fuck no, I'm not going anywhere. Get the heating on. So, yeah, the fact that I even got to the arena on Friday was good. But, yeah, it was a solid main event. The ending was good. Mate, the only thing, it's still to this, he needs to stop doing this because it's pissing me off. Call Roman Reigns. Oh, please.
Oh, that.
Please, mate. Come on, Adam. Honestly, seriously, dude. You're probably having no network service in there, mate. You're in a building with if it's anything like the Wi-Fi over here in this country, that needs to stop for me. The whole call Roman Reigns. What are you calling him for? Solo's just been hello, mate. Yeah. Solo's just been put through a table. Oh, no worries, I'll be there next. What? Come on. Why are you calling Roman? Stop doing that fucking stupid bit of the storyline because it's ridiculous. We know he's not there. We know he's not. Why are you ringing him? Ring him when you get backstage. Have a chat when you get back there. That really pisses me off. I needed to get off my chest, mate.
I'm not a fan of it, but it is what it is. But I've kind of just been reading that Corey Graves is apparently unofficially working in the production role in WWE. Obviously, Kevin Dunn's gone after 30 odd years.
I know, mate. That was a big change.
Yeah,
you watch him write. I can't wait for him to write a book now and bring our podcast.
I can't wait. Hey, Kevin, if you
yeah, let's reach out, mate. If you want to come on and tell all, we'll have you.
We're happy to invite. I mean, that was Smackdown. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, mate. 7.5. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. Again, start and the end and bits in the middle. I was just kind of like, this is Smackdown, fucking easy peasy Smackdown. They've just gone, right, you do this, you do this. It was a filler in the middle. The end was good. It kind of set up the whole cool Roman Reigns. So we know he's on there next week. We know there's going to be a contract signing. Is he going to reference, when do you think he's going to reference the whole head of the table thing? I know he put out the tweet with the laughing emoji.
Yeah.
When and where do you think he's going to address the whole, is it going to be the Rumble? Is it going to be the Chamber? Because apparently The Rock is scheduled to be at the Chamber.
Yeah, I hear that. I think if this is going to happen, I'm certain. I mean, The Rock wouldn't have made that remark if it wasn't going to happen about being ahead of the table. Roman stands tall at the end of the Fatal 4-Way. Mania, bang, The Rock comes out, goes face to face with it. So The Rock doesn't have to be in the Rumble. Roman just wins that match. Rock comes face to face with him. There, you're off to wherever we're going. Australia. Roman's not advertised yet.
He'll be there.
I know. So, or as you say, does he do double shot night one?
I still think something night one, night two. Yeah, I'm still convinced Cody's going to be thrown in the mix somewhere.
Could do a triple threat, but it would. They need to. Rock and Roman needs to be a single for me. It has to be.
And if he's dropping the title, this is why I don't think he'll drop it at the Rumble. I think he has to drop it on a one-on-one. I think somehow the bloodline, you can't have like last year. You can't, well, I say last year.
You can, but Cody kicks out. And then
you can't have like, that would be a good way. You kind of do it the same where Solo gets involved and then you're like, oh, not again. And 1, 2, and then bam, he kicks out. That would be good. For me, though, you have to have it one-on-one. If he's going to, and he has to drop the title clean. After all this time, I don't want it dropped on a technicality or something like that. But I hate to tell everyone, sorry, listeners and viewers, I don't think he's dropping the title at WrestleMania.
I don't think so.
That's me. I hope not either. I'd love it if he keeps it. I love fucking.
I just want, I mean, part of me wants me to keep.
I love The Rock. Don't get me wrong. I love The Rock, but I just want to see wrestling.
That won't be for a title.
No, I just want to see wrestling Twitter. I just love seeing all these marks.
Cody said he was going to finish the story.
Mom, Cody's not finishing.
And then you get all the AEW fans going, "Well, Cody, you shouldn't have left us now, should you?"
I've got Samoa Joe as a champion.
I don't mind. Samoa Joe's
he's doing all right. No, he's a good. They're doing more with him than WWE did, so I'll give him their credit for that. But
before we head off, I need to fucking know interviews kind of right. So we got the absolute maverick Tommy Kyle prior to a lot of title matches that he's scheduled for.
He's a busy man.
We have got now. I don't know if he's still the NWA television champion. They filmed Paranoia Saturday, and Mims, who is the current was going against. Well, I can't call him a he and I can't call him a she. It's Max the Impaler.
Welcome to 2024, people.
Yeah, and that was a unification of the television championships, the men's and women's.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he's still champion, but if he is, he's coming on this week. Jay Joshua's coming on ahead of his title match at Ignite in a week or so. Francesca Oliver from Revolution Pro Wrestling will be on very, very soon, as well as will a certain Alex Windsor, one of the best British women's wrestlers in the books, ahead of potentially her match at High Stakes, if she's got one, which I will be going to see Mr. Ospreay's last UK
appearance. Yeah,
he heads off to AEW. We've got the crowning of our women's champion on this Saturday coming.
We do. Women's champion being hopefully I should be there this Saturday. First hitting the turnbuckle at Apex Wrestling over in Milton Keynes. Our good guy Chris Cupcake, he will be there definitely. I'm hoping 99% sure I should be there. Now my life's kind of back to normal. Should be there, mate. I'm definitely going to be at Ignite on February 100% going to be. Can't wait to go home.
Mike and Eddie Dennis.
Can't wait to catch up with you and Rach and all the guys and CJ and everyone. Ignite and Dave, it's going to be great to have all the Turnbuckle crew under one roof.
And
I think it's
an
going to be
announcement on that show as well by me, I think.
Okay.
Can't go any further than that on this channel.
Say no more, Rodney.
Mojali. As Phil Boy would say, I can't say any more than that. Dear. And who knows what other announcements we could be making soon. I can't say any more on that, but there is one potentially bubbling under the way that changes absolutely fucking everything for us.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly.
It could change everything, but we can't go into that because it's nowhere near official yet.
No,
it's
mate.
Talking.
It's good. Yeah, it's all good, mate. But I've absolutely loved coming back, mate. It's been good. Thank you, mate. It's been
talking to a fucking wall anyway.
Mate, it's been a hard 6-7 weeks for me, mate. The whole don't move house, mate. It's an absolute.
I've done it a year ago.
Don't move house. Don't get separated from your wife. Just don't do it. It's drama, mate. But you've kept me entertained, mate, with the podcast. I listen to a lot of work when I'm out and about, mate. You've done it. Honestly, I said it at the start, mate. I truly, genuinely mean it, mate. Tremendous job what you've done, mate, and I'm glad to be back talking some wrestling with you, mate.
Good to have you back, man.
Let's go and kick 2024's ass, mate.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes, let's do it, mate. But ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's see if I remember how to do this. This has been the Hitting the Turnbuckle channel.
Thank you.
He's been your host, Adam Cousins. I've been Andy Burrows. Till next time, everybody, buckle down. Stay safe.